Here go again. Yeah. Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Change the Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Got an awesome show planned for this week. Tonight's show will be in the last show for the month of February. Also in the Black History, we'll be asking the question, do you believe integration has made a negative impact on the black community? And I'm super excited about tonight's show because I got a special guest, one of my brothers from BMU, Mr. Chris Allen.
Yo, what's happening?
Now, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you coming through. Also want to say, give a shout out to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother?
All right, now I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm pumped up. End of the month.
Right.
Yeah, I don't refund. Checks came in yesterday. You know, customers got paid, and most importantly,
Right.
I got paid. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Looking better, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
That dressed up.
Had that little damn George Jefferson doing that little George this morning. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. It's real. I was going to see a shout out to Slick 316. What's going on? Also give a shout out to Joni. I talked to Joni on the way over here. She's doing great. She want to tell everybody hey and everything. Good. And I'm super pumped up about tonight's show and everything. And a reason why I invited Chris out to the show tonight, because I know Chris has a much bigger passion for our people than I do, and I love our people. But Chris, you know, him being, you know, the founder and president of BMU, Black Men United and stuff, he has a lot of good information to shed light about this conversation tonight. So make sure you guys are tuning in, you know, checking us out, looking at us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, adding to the conversation and everything. Again, this is I think a great show to end the Black History Month, where we talk about integration, because it's a touchy subject where a lot of people have different variants of opinions on it and everything, but as always with the show, I never look at it with my way being the right way or my way being the best way. I look at my way just being that, my way, and I always want to encourage dialogue with all of us to make us, you know, more smart and better people going forward. As always, I always rehash my previous week, and man, I had a pretty cool week, man, as of last week. When I first want to just say, everybody wash your hands, this corona is going crazy. And so, just starting everything off, anywhere you go, wash your hands. Stay sanitary and stuff like that, and everything, because it's getting wild, man. I talked to some of the folks that work at some of these government agencies, man. They don't know what the hell coming and everything. So, but I did see my president yesterday. He was talking about shit with fake news. He said folks just want ratings. So if Trump said it got to be right. So he said it was damn fake news. You know what I'm saying? So, and he put the vice president on top of it. Yeah. That joker there said, this is fake news. They want ratings. So, yeah, there you go. So he said, okay, all right, president said it's good. So people, look, guys, just be very safe. And if you're sick, stay home. If your kids sick, keep their ass at home. And most importantly, watch yourself and just, be aware of your surroundings with that. The next thing, this past Saturday, me and PJ went to the Veterans Empowerment Heroes Ball, black tie event and everything. Put the pictures on there.
I saw y'all looking
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Hey, man, let me tell y'all something. I ain't really share this with nobody. I'm just share this with the public. I go to plenty of balls, tuxedo events, and I told you about, I bought my, I've been renting. I went and bought my first tuxedo last week. For sure. And everything. But this place was a little different. This was $200 a plate event. You had, I ain't gonna be mentioning names, but you had people that own the Falcons and own Chick-fil-A and all them, maybe a table or two away from me and all that kind of stuff, and it was cool. And they kind of warned PJ that it's $200 a plate. Now keep in mind, I didn't buy this, I was given this. Right. But like I was explaining to PJ, like, it's $200 a plate, but it ain't $200 worth of food on there. Like, okay, right. So it's really gonna be a portion.
Right.
A portion.
A sample.
Yeah, a sample and everything. Yeah. And but one thing I'm telling you though, man, I was sitting down with everybody and I was chilling. Man, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I felt I damn belonged up in there.
You supposed to.
I was sitting there like, everybody was approachable, having a good time,
right,
remember my name, call me, like, okay. Yeah, So they started auctioning shit off for $20,000 and $30,000 damn dollars. Starting off. Whoa.
Work our way up.
Crazy ass son of mine. We gonna give son daddy? Hell no. Shit, I get your ass away. We gonna be it. Hell no. Shit. We ain't pawn shit for we came to my business. But oh no. We can't even flex in here. We just gonna shut the hell up and watch. Yeah, man. And you know, son, I'm just even thinking about it now, probably just a thought coming in my head it was a charity event. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a VEO, Veteran Empowerment Organization. Very good organization, right down the corner of Westlake and North Avenue over there on the west side. And what stuck with me with that night was, again, this was, it was a good little bit of blacks that are on that board of directors and everything. But we know where a lot of the money coming from. But what stuck with me, you know, I done went to a lot of black tie galas and stuff like that. And what I thought about was some of the ones I've actually, you know, hosted and everything at the Hyatt, the Marriott, and tickets are a whole lot cheaper, $50, $75. And they raise holy hell about the food code. I didn't get this and I didn't get that. And I'm talking about, you know, folks get like, you know, 2 different meats and 2 different sides. Mm-hmm. Look here. We only got a little cube piece of steak and 2 little green beans. And these folks went in and spent. They raised $107,000 in 20 minutes. Right. That was like their little game to do before the auctioning.
Right.
And I be thinking to myself, when I be going to our stuff, and they ain't care. Like it was not just the food was there. It wasn't about the food. They didn't give a damn about the food. They really was about
when they leave.
Exactly. It was really about the fundraiser. You know what I'm saying? And I go to ours. Oh my God. Negroes, boy. We tell black history. Food was cold, chicken was greasy, it was salty.
They paid $10 plate.
Man, would it be like 50, 75? But you know how we just so classy and sassy. You know, we forget it be like a scholarship this or whatever the essence what it's for. But that was just something that stuck with me. Like, you know, this food was just that, the food, but it wasn't. People were there for a reason. That ain't the case with us. No. That stuck with me. It just popped in my head, man, just with that, man. Not talking about it was a little bitty portion piece of meat. It was good and everything, but I done been in places where we done had the whole spread, and we raising a whole hell about that. I mean, all kind of stuff and everything. So, moral of the story, just remember what the fundraiser is for. I also want to give a big shout out to my son, Chris Burden. He came in 4th in the Georgia High School freshman state tournament this past Sunday. Oh, okay. So big shout out to Chris B with that, man. I'm super proud of you, brother. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. It's all him. I don't know nothing about damn wrestling, man. He if he had nothing to do with Ric Flair, but nah, he be in there, man. Shit. I can't take credit for none of that shit, you know, and everything. But nah, he worked hard for it.
Passion, huh?
Yeah. Chris tough, man. Chris tough. That, you know, track easement star. You know, he's top 20 in the country in shot put and everything. So we finna rock and roll, man. I'm real proud of Chris. The next thing is it came out of epiphany with Mr. Short Dollar show, because been trying to get everything off the ground, and I got a whole new format I'm gonna do Mr. Short Dollar on. Mr. Short Dollar is still gonna be a finance show where we talk about personal finance, entrepreneurship, business, and real estate investing. But what I decided to do with Mr. Short Dollar is make it a lot of interviews, maybe like 2 or 3 times a month, where I'm not necessarily trying to get Warren Buffett on there, but just get regular professionals, entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Have, 30, 40 minute conversation, just, hey man, how you do this, how you do that and everything, to kind of shed light on business. What are some of the pitfalls? What are some of the things you did right? What are some of the things you did wrong? And that's what we're going to use Mr. Short Dollar for. We're still going to be giving those informations. We're doing it, just those 3 to 5, 10 minute videos we're doing. But that was one of the things. I did the live stream last night on Mr. Short Dollar. I was so busy, man. I ain't doing shit about 11:30 at night. But that's why I put that out. But that's how I'm going to start doing that, man. So I'm be reaching out to people, and I'll be putting some of the feelers out there, people that want to volunteer to come on. Is it a promoter for your business? Yeah, but you got to have a business, again, So, but that's why I want to kind of hear, Mr. Short Dollar and stuff, just kind of give people something tangible to look at. Don't look at you and just constantly stuck on with this is what, this and that and everything. Should then start off with should. And so I don't want you come and feeling a certain way with that, but I think if we can have people, that are tangible, people just say and share their stories, it'll help folks out a whole lot, especially when you're trying to start your own business, want to get into real estate, get into finance and stuff like that, have no people to sit there and shed light. So that's what we're going to be moving into with Mr. Short Dollar and everything. The next thing is, if you've been to my website, and if you haven't, you need to do it right now and tell everybody with Majestic Business Service, which is www.majesticbiz.com or DeonteBurden.com. Y'all know how to spell Deonte and Burden.com. As always, remember all links to the websites, the Facebook, the YouTubes, everything is at the bottom of each video when we do the YouTube stream. So everything's there. All the information is there from the show, the channels, all the websites. But what I want to say about that, I'm trying to build my email list, everybody. So you see me some events, I had a big tablet. I want everybody to sign up. But also when you go to the websites, first pop up, put your name and your email address. Yeah, you can X out of it, but I don't want you to. So if you want to start getting information on a monthly or quarterly basis, how to build your budget, how to, not lose your mind, how to all kind of great motivational financial stuff coming from the Majestic, and so coming from me, a lot of powerful information about different events and stuff that I may be in, or different ways I can communicate other tactics and tips to you. Make sure you join that email list. So I just want to push everybody to make sure you submit your email address so we can help build this email list. Lastly, like Lab mentioned from the beginning of the show, we just got those first drop of those refunds came in, and I know a lot of you people in Atlanta are excited. I feel energy in the air. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm back in the real Atlanta. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody's in Buckhead, lines around the door and everything. Right. Everybody on the same level. So, again, I'm the owner of Majestic Business Service. We're a one-stop shop for small businesses, bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll, right here in the middle of tax season. So, again, if you guys need your tax prep needs, March is the month where a majority of our business clients come to us and stuff like that. So 19 years in business, we offer the same products and services everybody else, but what we do offer is more experience, a solid team, and a lot of information you guys want to know in terms of taking your business from where you at right now to going to a whole new level. So make sure you go by the website, www.majesticbiz.com, book an appointment, give me a call. Again, all the information listed on the bottom of the video, all the links and everything, but also I'll be bringing it up again as we go through the show. All right, y'all ready? Tonight's show we'll be talking about, do you believe integration has made a negative impact on the black community? Like I said, we stuck through the themes of Black history for the month of February. So what we did a gentrification show. We did a gentrification show. Then I went on my cruise, and then we did what was last week? Oh, when other races look at you as their perception of reality. Right. So,
we also did a show about small businesses being in the black and staying in the black community and keeping money in the black community.
There you go, recycling and everything.
Recycling, yeah.
Yeah, we've been on it. And I think no better way to end Black History Month. We're talking about integration, and a lot of people got different sets of opinions on it, but I want to share a quick story. I just remember when I was a little boy, my great grandmama, Ruth Stenson, she dead and gone now, but she used to always just with such pride tell me how she used to watch the white folks chilling. And when she would share that story with me, and I'm not bringing the story up to crack jokes about her, but more so she had light on that era in terms of, she was just, when she would tell these stories, she had a different way she sat up and talked about it, and she had a lot of esteem. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, when I look back at that era, she would just talk about it. Either you were sitting in there, it was a good thing for as a black woman to be in the house working, watching their kids or washing their clothes or cleaning up, as opposed to going out there picking cotton or working out there in other fields. Mm-hmm. And people from that vantage point, opportunities were very, very limited. You did have some people that were actually there that were against the norm. There was different pockets here and there. We'll talk about that in tonight's show. With different segments, like you may have your Sweet Auburns or your Black Wall Streets, or that Greenwood, and the Tulsa, Rosewoods, your Harlem Renaissance and stuff like that. But those were really exceptions to the norm. Mm-hmm. And I just remember, talking to her because the little boy, I was fortunate enough to have all my great grandparents alive at one point in time, all of them, and I just remember her talking to me about some of the survival techniques. You be a grown ass man or woman, you still getting called boy or girl. You see a white person walking down the street, you knew to cross the street so you don't cross paths with them. Making sure when you had communications with them that look down, you don't look at them in the eye. And those were survival techniques that were handed on from generation to generation. And along come integration. Segregation gave us a lot of opportunities for things that we couldn't have. We had to do it, because we had no other option because we couldn't get certain things. We were, had a lot of things that we were self-sufficient with, that we were ours, we took care of and everything like that. And then comes integration, and some of our things went to the wayside. And we're going to talk about that in tonight's show. Was it a good thing? Was it a bad thing? What's your opinion and stuff? So I do want everybody to kind of give feedback into it. But I just remember how she would sit down and talk to me and looking at how things were then, and it just seemed like how everything had just totally went crazy. Because I just remember her, the last years of her life, and she asked me that question, do you think that colored boy going to win the presidency? And it was hard for her to process that.
Right.
Blew her damn mind that color, you think that color boy going to win the presidency? And everything. But that was just so far-fetching. Because I even remember my grandfather that died in 97. He would always say that when I growing up, but ain't going to be no black president. Like, they couldn't even process it, see it, and everything. And, a lot of stuff that was, naturally ingrained. Some of it just people just didn't have that vision to see certain things. And that's why I want to kind of talk about tonight's show in terms of kind of go back to look at what integration is, how did, what it did as far as taking segregation away, some of the pros and cons, perceived pros and cons, ask a few questions here and there, and just have a good discussion tonight and everything. So, I'm excited about tonight's show and everything, ready to rock and roll with it and everything. Again, this is Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel. We got over 170-some videos, I think, on there, man. So, if you miss me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I talk a whole lot. Chris like, shit, man.
Oh, my boy, ain't gonna do an audio book in a minute.
It's on the way.
I know it.
But, we got tons of videos, so if you even can't catch it live, the videos are always there. We got a lot of great information on there. Go to the YouTube channel, go to the Facebook page, Changing Lives. Check me out I'm streaming on Instagram too. A lot of good ways to get in contact with me and everything. Also, spring is right around the corner. Y'all know to go to DeonteBurden.com. I got the merchant shop. Ladies, I got all that fly gear. Coming, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so everything's there. Oh, Madame Burden. That's the spin with just for the sisters. Now I ain't uploaded the spring stuff yet.
Right.
I ain't uploaded spring stuff.
You be sneaking doing stuff, man.
I did.
heard that about that, man.
I had that because I had the Christmas sweaters. I had the Christmas sweaters. And but also when you go to DeonteBurden.com, all the links are there to book me for speaking. I do the whole gamut. Make you feel happy, make you feel sad, mad, glad, everything there. Make you feel important. So make sure, as always, you can book me for, sorry, hello, technical difficulty for a second. Booking for a speaking event at DeonteBurden.com, but also, you can go back to the YouTube channel. I have the links there with a playlist with different speaking gigs that I've done. So, if y'all want to say, well, look, I like his show, he talks real good on the show, and you want to see me do, at different events speaking, you got tons of videos there you can see me doing. I think I probably got about 12 or 13 different speaking events that I've done on there and stuff. So, do as you always been doing, guys, and I greatly appreciate keep supporting me and everything. So, like I said, go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe, leave comments and everything, and I appreciate the support. With Chris being on the BMU, we're going to talk later so he can give you some information about BMU, his apparel line, and the new apparel line that black got it on, black. Building leadership and community knowledge. We're going to talk about it later in the show and everything like that. He's going to make sure you get the link information so you make sure you stay fresh in the black. As you see, I got this pink on, and
Why you
I
crazy?
didn't get an opportunity to get the black gilt, but I'm gonna make sure I get me some and everything.
Oh yeah.
So make sure, as always, we do a good job. We don't just talk about people go get that money. We make it. We don't do all that asking or whatever. We go get it ourselves and stuff. So I'm super proud of this brother and everybody that I deal with BMU and everybody also with Misfits Media Group. Okay, guys. Talking the show and everything, we look at integration, and we look at what happened. You start thinking about back in 1954, Brown Board versus the Board of Education, when they decided to have desegregation of schools.
Right.
And that was a very funny time, in the country, because we look at what is that, 1860 something, Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal, which is supposed to be the norm, but we know everything was separate, but nothing was equal. And so it came to that point, and I used to be pretty good with my dates, but when it came around, we knew things weren't equal, so it came to a point where we decided, hey, we want to be able to, share it, because, they complained, look, we only have so much money to spend, on both places, and they know they weren't going to spend the same kind of money they were spending on white students. So, you had this integration. So everybody campaigned, and so, like I said, with that Brown versus Board of Education in 54, that initiated that whole desegregation of school, and with the desegregation of schools, also brought in the integration of other government organizations and everything, and pretty much try to get rid of a lot of the Jim Crow activity. Now, did everything change overnight? No. Did thought processes change overnight, or hell, did they even change at all?
The Plessy versus Ferguson was 1896.
18 was it, 91? Hey,
No, you said 18.
Okay, cool. I'll be on a little bit, man.
Yeah, you just back from the backwards.
Yeah, separate but equal, man, and appreciate that, Lab. When you see some of the things that in the landscape with no longer color water fountains, no longer had to sit at the back of the bus, a lot of people felt they had arrived and everything. And during that whole time, also, we also had become very self-sufficient in some of the things that we were doing, in terms of, because we didn't have the opportunity to do certain things or take advantage of certain businesses or certain practices. We had our own businesses, had our own bus companies, had our own cab companies, hotels, and everything. But with the onset of integration, somehow, some way, they disappeared. I got different opinion how some of them disappeared. Do I think all of them disappeared because everybody wanted white? I think a lot of them disappeared because white folks took them. They shut them down. Hell, we're not finna compete with you.
I mean, okay. And that's what I want to see. I want to see what you're saying, because if they shut them down, it's the reason they shut them down, because we wanted to go over there where they was at instead of keeping with our own thing. We went over there and we done ran our own people out of business.
Well, there's two ways to look at it. And everybody gonna have a difference of opinion with it. Here's the deal. I don't necessarily know if people look at, we want to be dealing with them. People just won't fail. Because at the end of the day, even though I got my own, some of it may have been better, equal to, or some may have been better, but not the vast majority. And hear me out with this. The flip side of it is, too, white folks, they being capitalists, too. Shit, I see all these black folks making their money.
Yeah.
Let's go and open these gates and let it go and get some more money and everything. So it's a two-way street. So, again, you had, these opportunities for white folks to make more money by opening the doors for them. On the flip side of it is, too, now I'm going to say this, this is my opinion on it. When we say we had our own, that's a very, very, very small we. The vast majority of blacks still was hurt and didn't have any kind of ownership.
But see, that wasn't the thing, though, Poochie. Everybody can't be no boss. Everybody can't be no owner.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, we was supported. We was forced to support because we couldn't go nowhere else and do it.
I get that. I get that part. Look at it from this perspective. Let's take out those exceptional pockets. Let's not look at Sweet Auburn. Let's not look at Black Wall Street. Let's not look at Harlem or anything like that. Let's look at probably the vast majority. And you got Mr. Charlie liquor store. Corner store where you getting your stuff and everything. Where we had to go and everything. That still wasn't subsidizing enough and everything from an economic standpoint. Where we were doing that, like I said, we living in that bubble. I can't sit here and say that, I think hindsight the best side, that we should have sat here and kept things the world where we're doing separate but equal, separate because we had our own, because we were separate and they still was just not being fair with us. When we had separate, right? Think about it. You just look at Black Wall Street. When we had separate and our separate was thriving, they burned the shit down. So it was never an issue of, hey, look, when I ain't with you and I get my own stuff, hey, you take it from me.
Right.
So it's never been an issue.
That's what I'm trying to say. They are never good. That's what I feel, because if they see us over there thriving, they just to make up something for they throw a riot and kill the people up, to burn this down, so that makes us afraid. That's another scare tactic.
No, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's another scare tactic for us not to even deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it feel like we are forced not to do. Okay, so then we forced not to do it, like you just said about your ancestors. They going by whatever they was taught or whatever. So hey, we forced just to deal with them folks. Oh, we going to Walmart. We going to Walmart. Oh, my mom went to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go, but you got Poochie store over here. You know what I'm saying? And then you saying because what they doing, it's just we forced to just deal with these people instead of just deal with our own. Like we don't even like each other.
Well, let me say this. Now, the perspectives and actions that went on in the 50s and 60s different from where it is now.
Oh, definitely.
Now I'm just talking about in terms of as far as our interaction. Now, during that time and place, no, wait, what you think about it? This is how I look at it too. If you had, a black store, did the blacks, and that's probably kind of hard for me to try. I know that we didn't have the kind of change that they had.
Right, exactly.
And everything like that. We couldn't do things that they could. And I know we weren't necessarily getting, being able to provide certain things that others could. It ain't got shit to do with fair. It's just what it was. They weren't going to let us do it.
Right.
I don't think it was, even when we may have had our own colleges, we had the colleges that they allowed us to have.
Exactly.
And everything like that. So again, it was never an issue to me that we was actually operating separate. We was operating outside of what they allowed us to do. And when they didn't want to allow us to do it, they changed. So when we hear that thing in terms of, when I hear like, okay, we were separate and we were doing our own thing, you really were doing what they allowed you to do, because when they got jealous or tired of what you were doing, they stopped that shit. Good movie I was telling you about PBS. Everybody need to check out on Georgia Public Television. Boss, the Black Business Experience. Came out at the beginning of this month. Real good documentary where it talks about blacks in America and business, go through all the stuff where, just with the Freedmen's Bank, a lot of stuff in Jim Crow, talks about a lot of early entrepreneurs and business folks from the past up to the present day. And you can see that same consensus of, business people have the same mindset regardless of what era. They want them go-getters, they, barrel down to do it. You just have different kind of issues and stuff that people deal with. And that was one of the things that really stuck with me, that those guys really, to me, they really just were masters of, kind of like now, dealing with a particular situation. They had to deal with folks doing some BS stuff, taking their money, not allowing them to do certain stuff, and they learn how to survive and thrive in that. But when we look at the whole thing of segregation, when we was kept separate with certain things, I just look at it like, were we separate or we just allowed to do what they allowed us to do? Because it seemed like every time that we became competitive, they took the shit. Because what you just said in terms of they being bad, shit, that's not the debate. That's not the debate. We talking about in terms of the integration make a negative impact. And see, my viewpoint when I look at it in terms of what integration did was, it took away a lot of stuff that we had to do, that we were allowed to do, but it gave us the opportunity to do things that we probably weren't gonna never do. Now, we can't look at it from what we was allowed to do in the 50s as opposed to what we're able to do now. Because you weren't gonna come out of, okay, now once you start, I give you opportunity to start doing certain things. Now you can just get the keys to the car. You can just start running these businesses. You got to go through all them different phases and everything to do it. Because now, I talked about this on on the previous shows. You can't come in my house, sit at my table, and try to make no damn rules. Who the hell are you?
All right.
You got to make your own table. You got to make your own house, and you make your own damn rules. And I think
So don't that go back to the? But I know you were saying that they destroyed and they're destroying everything. But don't that go back to what you were just saying, that if we have our own house and our own rules? I know we can't just overthrow the government and all that, but I think that we it's like we just so trained not to get along with each other.
well,
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want to come to your tax service because you make some money on me. You know what I'm saying?
I hear it all the damn day.
Girl, I'm just thank
Shit,
you.
I
Thank you.
mean,
That's what
but
I'm just telling you.
If
yeah.
I'm a businessman, I know how to circumvent that.
I mean, exactly. But what comes? Okay, because we know it's enough money for everybody right here to make. You know what I'm saying? But why not sharing our money with our people?
I think
You know
we
what
do.
I'm saying?
I think we do, Chris.
It's very rare.
Chris, let me say this. In this way,
I mean, now you got people. Okay, like people saying that they're trying to do it. A lot more people trying to do it now. But it seems like it's just not normal. You know what I'm saying? It ain't normal for to say, hey, I'm gonna go to Kmart or I'm gonna go to Mr. Dean's store.
but why?
You know what I'm saying?
Why it's not normal? Why you say it's not normal?
Because you know how we do.
Well, let me tell you. This is how I thought.
What we do, we just like when they got it integrated, we just follow the trend.
Well, I look at it a little different. I think psychologically, if I get out my car, go to the store, we're just looking at in terms of and I think this is just how we been even through integration, right? For the most part, you get out your car, you at a mall, you see a black store and a white store. Psychologically, you're gonna go to the black store.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way the world is now, we're so spread out. The traditional black community is not there anymore. We're spread out in all the suburbs or over Atlanta. You might still got your pockets that are strictly majority black neighborhood, but it's enough for you to come out your house, white folk, black folk, Asian guy, Puerto Rican, this, that, and that. And that's the vast majority. I think you have some that are majority, but I think everybody kind of spread. Even if it's majority black, you still may have, it's spread. So your community changes because you might got Walmart on the corner. You might got, some sisters got a beauty salon or something like that.
Right.
Brother might got his little auto mechanic shop. Then you may have another 7-Eleven. The dynamics of the community change because it's less based on race and necessity, more based on what? Convenience. So,
Right.
you ain't finna sit here and tell me, unless you love these sandwiches, you're going to be making a 15, 20-mile drive to go eat at somebody's black restaurant. It just ain't, you ain't that damn hungry. You're going to do it every now and then in the neighborhood. But I just think that the dynamics of that, and you should be able to, if you done got to a point where you progressing in life, stay where the hell you want to stay at. Nobody should restrict you and say, we just need to stay in a predominantly black neighborhood. If I don't like you, I don't want to live by you. That don't mean I want to live around these white folks, but if I like living around the corner from the damn lake, or I like being close to Six Flags, or I want to be not too far from the Georgia Dome because I like the in-town living, I should be able to do that. So it's just the dynamics of the neighborhood.
Let's give everybody credit, but I'm saying, it's like I was looking at a documentary late last night. I was looking at Jack Johnson, the first black heavyweight champion, right? And he put it in their face as far as like he was making money. He went and moved in the white neighborhood, and he even had he had a fetish with white women. He would have this different white women almost every other month. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was wilding, you know what I'm saying, for the time because they wanted to kill him. I mean, I'm really surprised the man lived. You know what I'm saying? He just died natural causes. But the thing is, what I'm saying is like he did it because he never was able to do it. How you grow up, he was like right out slavery. You know what I'm saying? They called them the new Negroes. You know what I'm saying? They one who wasn't in slavery. You know what I'm saying? So he was bucking because he felt like he wanted, they got it over here. You know what I'm saying? That's about the integration thing. You know what I'm saying? Even that was way in 1910 and 1920. I'm saying before the integration came. But I'm saying it seems like we been way more able. We want to go see what's going on. The same water in the black water fountain and the white water fountain. You know what I'm saying? It's the same water, same pipe coming right there and come to make this white one. You know what I'm saying? But we want to go ahead and taste that water because it's better.
Yeah, but what a clear difference though. They took that man, they arrested that man on the man law. At the end of the day, he was messing with all the white women doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
and it was illegal.
Yeah.
But it's not illegal no more. And now, yeah, I ain't finna sit here and say it's fair, but that one of the key things, it was illegal to do that. And
they
you know,
made up something to be illegal. Like
Well,
they
well,
do everything else. You know how
well,
it is.
well, you know how it is, dog. At the end of the day, them the rules of the game.
Right there.
When it work for you, it's cool. When it don't work for you, shit, we gotta change some stuff. You know.
When they found out they couldn't beat them because nobody beat them, then they had to come up with something to beat them.
And you know, it's kind of how it is. With a lot of times we can look at athletes, we can look at business or whatever.
Right.
People tolerate you as long as they're making money off of it.
Exactly.
And, you know, and everything like that. Because, you know, saying I just look at, you know, we look at them errors and stuff like that. I think we did a lot more harm. We did just as much harm to ourselves. But we were stratifying ourselves as, you know, you look at that W.B. Du Bois with a talented 10th. Whereas, again, you look at, if you didn't pass that brown paper bag test, you weren't getting the opportunity to be a doctor, a lawyer, or, you know what I'm saying, to be the educators. You know what I'm saying? And that's stuff that we did. Ain't no white man did that. You know what I'm saying? We carefully selected different people to know.
I mean, yeah, because because they knew what was going to be acceptable. You know what I'm saying? You can't be no dog skinned dude like me trying to go up there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about hell.
He had the skin tone.
No, I'm talking about not even interacting with white folks, but hell, just in leadership with ourselves. And you talking about, like I said, this shit we were putting on ourselves.
That go back to being trained to think like white is right. You know what I'm saying? The more light skinned you remember the light skinned dude was in, you know, with the curly hair, and you know what I'm saying?
I think as far as that's concerned, them picking more light skinned, curly haired, straight haired type people for leadership positions back then was more for so they can get into those grooves and crevices and be more acceptable to the white folks, because the reality was that white folks did have all the power.
Right.
So in order for us to get the power, we had to make them feel more comfortable with the people that we were putting forth to represent us in those things. So of course they're going to put together put people forth that are more light skinned, you know, straight hair, curly hair, and things of that nature, because they feel more comfortable with those people. Not saying that it was right, but it was one of the tactics that we used back then in order to get in and get forward to advance our people, I believe. Now, you may have another thought about that, but I think it was more of a tactic. It wasn't necessarily, it was less intimidating. I think it was more of a tactic. I mean, like you say, you have a big black brother come out from the field trying to do that, they're going to feel more intimidated by that. So they're going to, and I think it was, it was us that did it. Like you said, we did that, but I think back then, not necessarily saying current days, back then it was more of a tactic. It was more of what we have to use what we have in order to advance our people, so they feel more comfortable around light skinned curly hair people or light skinned curly hair black folks. We're gonna put them forth and let them do what we do, but we still gonna have these dark skinned black brothers back here helping us do that. But we're gonna put them forth as leader because they feel more comfortable around them.
I agree with that.
You have to use what you have in order to advance what you're thinking, you know, in order to advance your plight. Because if you don't,
use what you have to get what you want.
Yeah, right. You have to use what you had to get what you want.
Well,
exactly.
I agree with that. The issue come up, they didn't get out of that shit. Once they got in, they kept them same damn ways.
Yeah, well, that's the part of it being over time. It starts being ingrained into you that's the proper way to be, and that's just like black folks being lazy. You know, black folks don't want to work. Black folks are uneducated. Black folks don't want to go to school. Those things are ingrained in us because those are things that was told to us over time. I'll give you a good example. Just like now, Donald Trump says everything's fake news. All his people that follow him say everything's fake news. It was because he says it so much over and over again.
They start
repeating it, and then when they repeat, other people hear it, then it starts becoming ingrained in folks. You get what I'm saying? So even though those things are, I believe, that are not true, it becomes ingrained in us that that's the way it should be, and then we start repeating, and then over time, the reason why it happened fades away, and it just becomes the way it is.
The way it is.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I agree with that. Again, this is Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure you hit that bell so you can get the constant notifications. So anytime, I'm always uploading videos, and you don't never know when you're going to be, because sometimes you get all the time, Pooch, I didn't know you had a new video on, but if you hit that bell going to give you a notification every time. And also go to Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about entrepreneurship, personal finance, business, and real estate investing. Again, I just made a big announcement. We're going to change the format with Mr. Short Dollar. We're also going to be doing a lot of interviews with different business owners and different people in different industries and stuff, where we're talking about, improving yourself from a professional, business, and financial standpoint. But make sure you go to both of them. We're on YouTube, which is probably the best vantage point where you can see the show at. Also on Facebook and Instagram. So, if you Google Deonte Burden, Google Change the Lives host by Deonte Burden, Google Mr. Short Dollar, you're going to see this handsome face pop up all kind of ways. So don't short yourself. Make sure you just, treat yourself. So make sure you just go to it and like, share, and subscribe to it. And I appreciate all the support we're still getting. Tonight's show, we're talking about the integration have a negative impact on the black community. So when we go to this part right here, I want to talk to all these intelligent people that's with me now. Also, if you're looking at us online, feel free to chime in. Also, just ask a couple questions about it. And the first question I want to ask is, how do you think that integration affected the community?
How do I think it affected?
Yeah.
I mean,
just in a general sense.
Like I said, I'm torn between the two because it helped and it didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And why you say that?
I mean, like we were just talking, like it helped because you're able to, I guess, get equal, but I don't think it's very equal. But I'm saying you could get quote unquote everything is equal when you're integrated. You know what I'm saying? You're able to, if you can sit right there, you can sit right there. Don't have to go to the back of the bus. We can go to school together. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about opportunities, though. It don't matter if you can integrate it because you still not going to get the same opportunities. Mm-hmm. You're still black, you're black.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. A billionaire black person right now still got an answer. Jay-Z can't say what he want to say. Why you think he do what he do? The millionaire cats, just like when Snoop, just like Snoop said what he said. Okay. And that was it. He got to go back and apologize and do all this. Say that, no, if you meant it, you said it, you meant it. And it's over with.
But you don't think for the I think that's a very maybe half of 1% or probably somebody don't have the answer. You say something cross the wrong person, you still gonna get G-checked.
But I'm saying though, I know that, but I'm saying though, but opinions don't matter. But you want to be equal, but the opinions don't matter.
Your opinion can't matter. You in anybody's pocket.
I'm saying exactly.
Well, put it to you like this:
exactly.
It's Snoop word for you. He word for you, and he do something out the pocket that you really weren't cool with. Hey, bro, you got to go fix that.
Okay, maybe so, but I'm saying it's just the thing is like this. I'm saying like that's the part about integration. That's another part about integration. Because if you don't, we're gonna take that endorsement from you. We're gonna take this from you. You're gonna go back. You're gonna be back regular.
I'm saying that he could have been a white man.
No,
and he crossed the wrong person.
We're talking about integration though.
Okay.
So integration part is like if you can be the white man. Okay, I'm cool. But the white man, I mean, what? If he's a higher icon, who he is, then we're gonna see. Okay, hey, they get so much way more slack than us. Now, come on.
No, I ain't disagreeing with
you.
Okay,
yeah. I thought you were just saying.
I apologize for interrupting you.
Yeah. It's just the fact that it's just like, I think that's the major part. But it's just simple. Like I think that if we would have stayed, like what Malcolm X said, we walked to people to a burning church. You know what I'm saying? This and that burning building. I think we would stayed down. It could have been way more. Like you said, you was naming a few of the places like the Black Wall Street and the Harlem and all this. The places that was thriving as being. Everybody unified. I think it would be way more different places.
I believe so too.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we could have thrived because hey, they don't want us to play. They don't want us to, like football. We got to play how what the owner says. The owner say no is no. But we had our own league. It's just a lot of things. I'm just saying.
Is that the owner's fault or the player's fault?
What do you mean?
How the hell is 7% leave?
Oh yeah, it's the players' fault.
Y'all live from.
It's the players' fault.
And those white owners.
I think it's way more than 7%. Yeah. I think it's 98% black.
Well, the white owners know that you millionaire player for me. You living from check to check,
right?
And they got their money long enough they can outlast the strike.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why and everything. What about you, Lab?
I think for me, integration made us more complacent and comfortable.
So no.
We got comfortable with the fact that we were allowed to do as they say we could do, and we got complacent with the fact that we are now that we can move in their neighborhoods and do all those other things. We didn't come back and take care of neighborhoods that we were taking care of prior to us being able to move in the white folks' neighborhood. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think any advancement is bad, but at the same time, I think that it made us more complacent, more acceptable of things that we probably wouldn't have been acceptable of back then before we integrated into the system. But also, it made us believe that we've made it now. You get what I'm saying? They made us believe that we made it now because they allowed us to be a part of what they had going on.
Yeah.
And the undertone of that was we actually didn't made it. They just saw it as more economical for them to allow us into the system because they wanted us to get the black dollar, and then that's what they wanted to do. They knew that they had to let us in eventually. That's why they did burn down the black Wall Streets and things like that, because they needed that black dollar. Regardless of what they say and how they say it, they still needed our money in order for them to advance their businesses and their programs. So we're gonna let them in here, but we're gonna let them in here just enough in order for them to feel like they're part of the system, when all in actuality we're going to be making backdoor deals and not letting them be part of the system anyway.
Absolutely.
So as we get complacent, as time goes on and get complacent, we stop taking care of our neighborhoods, we start taking care of the kids within our neighborhoods, we start doing black programs to help advance our kids within our neighborhoods, and they see those things and they're loving it because of the fact that we're not doing what we normally would do for our neighborhood. We're don't get me wrong, I know that the world is flat. We're never going to be all clustered in one area anymore because it's not possible. But at the same time, I believe that they knew what they were doing when they integrated the system, because they wanted to break down the system that we were making for ourselves. Now, people can argue with that if they want to, but if you go back and look at a few books, read a couple of books that I read, I can't think of the names of them right now. Even with redlining, they knew, even though they let us move into those neighborhoods, and they sold us the houses for a certain amount of money, they made sure that we weren't able to sell those houses again because they redlined us. You get what I'm saying? So it all goes back to money and control.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know how much better integration made us.
Right.
I mean, because we're still fighting for basically the same things that we were fighting for back then. It's just said differently.
Said differently. That's
all.
That's all. Just said differently.
We have businesses. We're making money. We got black athletes, millionaires, billionaires, and things of that nature. But at the same time, we're still kind of fighting for. I mean, if you go look at the budget for black schools and in neighborhoods, in our neighborhoods and things, their budgets for them are not as close as to the budgets for white schools in comparable neighborhoods and in the comparable population. So we're still fighting for the same things we were fighting for then. It's just a lot of it is just masked over and said differently to where we don't know that we're still doing exactly the same thing that we were doing.
Yeah, you know, I guess in my take, I think that I don't necessarily know if it's been a negative impact. I don't necessarily know if people sit down like we sit here rapping about stuff. People have those kind of conversations about really what they want. Mm-hmm. You sit there and look at some of the. I feel like we have a lot of opportunities to be here. I mean, a lot of opportunities not to be here to take advantage of. The issue come up is when people say certain things like it ain't fair, but they got this and that. They don't allow us to do this. They don't allow us to do that. Well, what sticks in my mind, we all three business owners here. I see an Asian man coming to my neighborhood. Let's take out all the damn. He got this. Opportunity to do this. We just finna just say, I see an Asian man come in the black community and open up a beauty supply store.
Right.
I see an Indian man come and open up a gas station.
Right.
I see a white man come and open up a grocery store. Mm-hmm. My point is, why we don't have that wherewithal, because they ain't in one damn time. Is it okay? We doing this. We dealing with just our community. Where they go spend it, where they spend it, because they might be. You don't know what community they live in or whatever. That's one of these perceptions. My point is, why we can't think like that? Mm-hmm. Shit, me and you talk all the time. We gonna get us some Merengue bar. We just ain't gonna have black butter in there just trying to make no drinks. We can go get us an Irish pub. Mm-hmm. We ain't gotta sit here and let nobody know.
That's right.
Think outside the box. We gotta stop celebrating narrow-minded thinking and try to think outside the box. because people have taken advantage of our lack of vision, of our lack of confidence. And so when I look at that in terms of integration, I look at it in terms of people look at it too much of it is about you, the opportunity we have, and if it's fair or not. I think you're wrong if you sit there and dwell on what's fair and what's not fair. Once I decide to race you, and we talked about that before, if you got a head start, I'm 10 yards behind the start line, I decide to get in that race. If you made 30 million and I made 5, shit, I made 5. Mm-hmm. And as I advance, I'm gonna do that. Straight up, it's no different from as I, evolve and get older. My kids gonna have opportunities the next person kids ain't. What people always say, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. Right. But they never try to challenge themselves to go get some damn who's. They just cop out and punk out right then and there because they don't know no damn body. You know what I'm saying? They're like working for somebody, but they ain't gonna never try to, get themselves involved. And I just think that more energy is spent on what we don't have and what we can't have instead of what we can do. Right now, to your point, I push that a lot, the world flat. And shit, man, we sit here, we want to sit here and do certain businesses, and we kind of handcuff ourselves to be a certain business. And if it don't work out that way, we get upset and not being realized that particular demographic. Just say if I want to sell to black folks, they may not want what you want, and what you are trying to sell to them, it might be too much of that. How many damn crab places we gonna have? I got love crab, I got soul crab, I got black crab, I got sweet crab, I got honey crab, I got nasty crab.
See, that's what I'm saying. Shit. So it's just like we find something. It's just like me. I can't lie, because I'm like that too. As far as like, shoot, I done had 16 different businesses since I've been grown. You know what I'm saying? LLC, the license, I change from this, go to that, then this, go to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, just trying new things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna do that.
Where your crab spot at?
I'm gonna give them one, because they bucket everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get one of those. But I'm just saying, it's just like, hey, man, at least they, I say, okay, some people, everybody don't try. Like you said, I said this once. Everybody don't want to be a boss. Everybody can't be a boss. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, we're going to need some people to do some work. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of folks want to be. It's just the whole point. They don't want to do what it takes to get to be there. Yeah. Because the other thing, I'll tell you something funny. Just today, I went to one of my son's conferences at school today, right? Teacher conference, whatever. And his teacher sat there and he said it was a specific teacher looking. I told him, look at my show. Yeah, I went and talked to my son about it. And it didn't sound right to me then. He said there was a guy from, I think, Church's Chicken, said he was an IT guy, but he was talking about a worldwide company. And my son asked the question, how many churches y'all got in the world? And the guy can answer it. But the teacher was like that, why would you ask that question? Like, you thinking about food. But like when I talked to my son, I got home, he said, Dad, he said it was a global company.
Right.
And I was just asking how many stores. But like I had to tell my son, I said, look, we bosses. We think different. You asking a question because the man said it was a global thing. I said, they don't think like that.
Right. She's thinking about
food. You think about some damn food. You thinking about everything like on a global scale.
Right,
I said, when he said that shit clicked in your head. You have to, not to teach my son, you got to understand when you think a certain way, the world don't think that way. That will make you more exceptional.
That's what I was saying. Like, if you want to keep your boxed in, he asked an intelligent question that the man should know the answer to. That should be one of the first answers he should know.
Well, his teachers are there, but
his teacher gonna try to keep him in the box. You know what I'm saying?
Teacher, I don't know if the teacher don't know no more. You know what I'm saying? It's not knocking nobody.
I know, but she really, when the teacher, they was putting him in a category. You thinking about food. That was an intelligent question.
Yeah, but you can't expect, and I don't mean this in a bad way. We're going to be very real right here. And laugh at me all the time I say this shit. Some folks meant to lead and some folks meant to be on the fry station.
Right.
Don't you put his ass on that register. Right. Don't you put him, you see the folk that ain't got no business.
Right.
Some folk meant to be there and they had capacity.
Right.
And that's not negatively talking at nobody, whatever.
That's just another thing about integration. It goes back to integration, to me.
Why they go back to integration now?
Cause you know why? Look, you gonna keep your boxed in, bro. You out there able to learn whatever you want to learn. But like you go to school, we go to school right there. We gonna learn that curriculum. Boom. But can't learn nothing beside that curriculum unless you go outside that and learn it.
But you don't feel like by us integrating, it kind of spread some horizons to be able to see more.
It might did. You might was spread.
I ain't saying it was fair.
Yeah, I ain't saying it was fair. You know, just
you don't feel like your lens get opened up a little bit more.
Yeah, man, it might, but it's just like if you don't seek your own knowledge, it ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Not dealing with them people.
Well, I just feel like when even with segregation, not saying you can or can't, but I do feel like once things were integrated, it's not an issue of fair. It's just the opportunities you had opened up.
Yeah, I mean,
now, did you have equal footing with another person had and everything like that? No, but you had opportunities that you didn't have before. Now, the problem come up, I just think that with all this said, when we go back and just say, hey, look, well, excuse me, as of right now, people blame their shortcomings on a lot of things that like that. Well, integration, we had this, we had that. Well, look, man, we were integrated, not integrated. Your ass still be in the same position you are right now. Because at the end of the day, straight up. What the hell they got to do with you not doing what you doing?
Right.
So I'm just saying, if it's in you to want more, you going to get more.
Right.
Even when you get chopped at the knees, you going to get your ass up and go get more. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Do you think it like, okay, you say you going to get more like that, but do you think integration handicapped us and saying like, oh, they got to let us in the store. You know what I'm saying? They got to.
No more than segregation handicapped us to feel like we couldn't even compete with them. At the end of the day, if you built a certain way and you think a certain way, hell, you ain't got no pills. You don't, if I don't let you into the race, you just can't get in the race. Ain't no way we can do about that. But once I let you in, I may cheat, but you in there. That's the thing about it. We can't really dwell on like how things was. You just gotta take advantage of what you got. Cause I'm just saying to you, man, look, I know if folks sit here and say, well, shit, my son couldn't do it because, had a man no poochie son. Ain't you need to go meet some damn body. What the hell you talking about? I ain't know nobody down there and they say that. Look, man, if you know that's the deal, you trying to play these games, why you ain't trying to know nobody?
Right.
I'm just saying that I think it's less fair and everything. It's just some folks at the end of the day that's actually, they don't care what it is, they're going to go be go-getters. You see what I'm saying? And some folks, no matter what it is, they just ain't going to be there. But they're going to blame, and they're going to blame it on other folks. Oh, we're doing it. It ain't, I'm just saying right now, this is one thing people give up millennials a lot of flack because a lot of them aren't entitled, but they don't see barriers that a lot of other folks that, even especially from people I say 35 and up do. We don't see barriers. Well, it's damn near ingrained. Everybody go to college and everybody. They just see, look, I got to get an opportunity. And is some of that stuff realistic? No, but you appreciate that energy. And I just think
everything gonna fall out of the sky.
Yeah. And that's just youthful ignorance. Right. But when we start talking about integration, whereas we were just so, we couldn't do nothing. And even with that whole transition of coming out of it into it, let's not even go to where we are now. Just say them first 10, 15 years, it was holy hell. And you can appreciate the people that went through a lot of stuff. Right. That was the first people working in corporate America, and they the bigots and stuff that you appreciate that, because if they didn't conform or operate in a certain way, a lot of us wouldn't have had opportunities to do that. So I can dig it with that. But at the end of the day, let's go back to where we at now. Is stuff fair or right? No. But you got opportunities your ass whether your like I say, when my great grandmama said, you think that color boy could win. It wasn't even her mind that was even damn possible. Whereas we know now the shit possible. You know what I'm saying? You can pretty much do what the hell you want to do if you want to do it right now.
You think we'll see another black one?
Another black
one? In our lifetime?
Hell yeah. If black folks get their ass out there and register the damn vote. See, let me tell you something, man. That's a whole nother damn show, and everything. Because I'm going to be straight up with you, Chris. Straight up. And this something, we'll have a show about this later. This is what all black folks need to go take them a damn civics class The shit
most definitely.
the shit you worrying about the president doing, your damn local city councilman could have damn did. The president got to do shit with his damn light or the damn local police. And I think that if your average person spend time to learn about local governments or look about what's done at the local, county, state, and then federal level, a lot of stuff wouldn't be confused. You know, stuff you expecting Barack to do, Barack really didn't have no damn control over.
Right. They teach you that in school. They did teach you that the levels of government, but you know, and then you just get tricked out of just thinking one part. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, we go thinking that nobody else is doing it. No, all the politicians that's in office, they got a position. They something they doing. So like you said, they should know. But I just that's another
President's
stuff.
not fixing potholes in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Right.
President's not fixing street lights in your neighborhood.
Right.
President's not making sure your schools have the proper books in your neighborhood.
Right.
He ain't hiring the police chief.
He ain't hiring the police chief. He ain't hiring the sheriff. He ain't hiring none of those folks that's in your neighborhood. He don't even know who them folks are. So a lot of times we gotta realize that that things that happen within our neighborhood is because of us.
Bro, I remember one of my partners ran for public office and won. His ass won. It was 500 damn votes. Clayton County, over 100,000 damn residents. Well, probably about maybe 300,000 residents in Clayton County. I forgot his exact number. He won a major election with just that was a damn subdivision. So I say this to say that, you know, just to that point, man, anybody, I think if we spend time getting brothers registered to vote, yeah, we can. Cats ain't voting. Cats don't even know what the hell going on. And like I said, they got expectations for a president, stuff that he ain't even got to even deal with. You know, I know how it was because I know what I did in Georgia culture and Georgia history. I didn't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Then when you take it upon yourself to kind of learn certain things. I don't think they teach that shit in school no more.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either. mandatory for all 8th graders.
Yeah, 8th grade we had to learn that. Yeah,
Georgia culture, Georgia history. It's basic civics and stuff. But people got to take upon themselves to get educated and learn certain stuff.
No way you can't know nothing nowadays.
You know,
there's no way why you should be stupid about a subject nowadays. It's just not possible.
Right nowadays, I'd have been an A student.
well,
it's just not possible.
I've been Googling everything and doing all that junk. All that like, but I've been right here 5 on that, but I couldn't do it without my phone.
Right.
But think about that though, bro. Just think about how many people have not taken advantage to even do that. That's the thing about it. Like I said, I can't really, you know, it's hard to kind of defend some stuff when people really ain't trying to get it.
It shocked me. It shocked when they started letting you use a calculator. You know, I thought that was cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, yeah.
So you start using the calculator because they start failing.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why stuff don't turn to an epidemic till they kids get hooked on
you know that.
on damn medicine and cough syrup. That when it come to epidemic.
Epidemic
You
like
know,
food.
we
Boy.
smoke crack all day and night, but let them, they kids get on some damn opiates and now we got an epidemic. So, I mean, again, them the rules of the game. It ain't by fair. It is what it is.
That's right.
But if you maximize your opportunities, that's the thing about it. When I give all the information about business and business credit, first thing people say, okay, well, look, what I need to do to get a business loan? Well, look, man, you still going to have to do this, that, and that. I don't want to do it no more. Oh, I don't want to do it.
They won't go to
They hold me
Harvard.
back. Look, man, if you want to play that game, that's what it is.
You gotta play by their rules.
Hey, man, that's why I say it. Build your own table, build your own house, and then make your own damn rules.
Use their money to do it.
There you go.
And it seems like I believe, like, you know, going back to the Black history stuff, most all this stuff in here was invented by a black person. You know why? We had to make it easy. We were doing all the work. They make this easy, even from this boom mic. You know what I'm saying?
We and it's unfortunate. We don't maximize Black history to really appreciate, like you said, just them inventors and them activists and stuff like that, the way we should and stuff like that. But that's why I always try to give people like a personal challenge to always try to engulf yourself with as much knowledge and information as possible. You know, even with like tonight's show, we've been talking about the integration negatively affect the black community. I think a lot of time when people give a lot of answers, a lot of them answers are based on shit that they didn't do. You know what I'm saying? We sit here and look at it in terms of what we couldn't do this, we used to do that and everything like that. And everybody entitled to their opinion, don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
But I just think the vast majority of us, as a result, we don't take advantage of what we can do. And we cannot base, and it's just take race out of it. Me and you work at the same job. I work hard. They notice your grind before they notice mine. You get a promotion. That's just sometimes how it is. I can't count shit with Chris. Wow. They seen Chris, they ain't seen me. You know, and I think sometimes people look at it, well, he got it, I should have it. Probably so, but again, you didn't get it. Right. Now, Chris got them tearing up shit, doing that's something totally different. Right. But if somebody noticed that before then, that's just how it is sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You like the girl, she really don't like him, but she chose him. Right. What you gonna do? Right. What you gonna do?
Can't do nothing.
You gonna tell on him about he kissed the other girl in the exit?
That's how most that's how most of our brothers do. And sisters with crab in the bucket. You know, that's another story, ain't another show.
That's a whole another show. But you know, that's a person thing. White folk do it too. They do it to each other just like we do it and everything and stuff in there.
I wonder what they call when they do it.
Huh?
I wonder what they call it when they do it. You know, they call it crab in the bucket. What they call it when the white folk do it?
Whistleblower.
Oh, okay. Cheese eaters.
They call it whistleblower.
Cheese eaters.
They do it too. They got a smooth name. They whistleblower. They don't snitch. They whistleblowers and everything. Now they telling each other too, man.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part about we're not in the capacity to be that way because we don't own enough and everything. Again, this is Change the Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. I really appreciate tonight's show, man. I appreciate this month because we got a rich history with being in Black history, and also a lot of people that have made a lot of great impact over the years. And with this past month, we talked about some of the different challenges with the Black community. I think that I want people to leave this month and challenge themselves to kind of learn more and more about Black history, the current state we're in the Black community, because I hear a lot of Black leaders right now, they want to go to a person with, hey, we want the Black agenda. We want reparations. We want this, we want that. I'm a firm believer in, I'm very scared. You know, now if I get a check for reparations, I'm cool. The flip side of it is, I know the vast majority of people walking around here, if they get a lump sum check or some money, they're going to F it up. And once that money's spent, the conversation is over. And I think people need to be preparing for getting certain things and everything. What will be your reparations? If you've been around so many years, you've never done that kind of stuff, you don't necessarily know what you'll be when you'll get it. So I just think that, do I want reparations and stuff like that? Yeah, but I think the plan should be to prep us to be able to handle what we're going to get first instead of giving them something. We see that with our children. We give them shit, they don't know what it is, they're going to lose it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you see the immaturity of that every year around this time. You see the immaturity of that every year, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you told give us reparation, what they're going to do with it. Shit, like you said, they're going to F it up right quick because come April, you know, May, and these folks going to be towed up, you know, they go back in the everything, the car repo and everything. They just got the car, ain't got a tag on it yet. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
And I ain't talking about. I'm just saying that like you're gonna keep doing the same repetitive thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Bro, you know where I learned that at? Growing up on Bankhead, you remember the welfare food stamp office be right at the corner of Bankhead and Hollywood Road. And so you working at the fast food from the 1st through the 10th. Man, they come in and want us. I want 5 10-piece boxes. Right. They going to order 20 chucker burgers. Right. By the 10th. Shit, ain't nobody got no money.
Right, nobody got no money.
That was every month. They go in there and get them the welfare check and get that Monopoly money. You know, the old school food stamp look like Monopoly money. Right. They get that in a little booklet. Man, shit be gone so damn quick. By the 10th, it's gone.
I think that mentality still got messed up around here.
Oh yeah.
It could because they'll get the, you know what I'm saying, we go and try to invest in a house and then we Section 8 it out and they come and mess it up. They just go on to the next house and mess it up. You know, I'm really gonna cut that out. So they getting on their neck about everything because all that stuff, like, it just, we wanted to be fair, but boy, that junk don't do but handicap us.
I can tell you personally, when that Section 8 game, Trump changed that game where they I know my property, hell, they was it work 90 days, then they what they call an adjustment. So they start off paying, say you rent a house off $800. They paying, Section 8 paying $600, they paying $200. After 90 days, your ass done got a job. They say, you know, now they got to pay $700-800 because they got a job. Oh, shit, they got to get out of there in a year or two. I mean, a month or two.
Right.
That was a law that was enforced on, that was created under Obama or Clinton. Obama never enforced it.
Right.
Shit, that Section 8 game ain't the same now. Because like I said, they go through that little adjustment after 90 days. shit, they actually got to pay more rent because they had to get employment. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. I don't think about with Section 8 too. I'm gonna get off the subject we'll talk about tonight. But that's one thing. That's another show. But it's just that I do think people ain't too quick to get out of it because it's kind of hard to get out of the program. You ain't got to pay that much for rent. So most of them do it. I ain't really had too many bad problems with that. But that's another opportunity we talk about with integration.
Right. Yeah, right, exactly. I never had that opportunity.
Yeah, because that's where you get that little 5-bedroom place out there in Sandy Springs.
Right.
And everything and stuff like that. And,
right.
well, that's my fear with the reparations. And because I'd be worried about giving people something that they don't really know how to handle. That's what I'd be worried about. Instead of prepping people for that and everything.
Exactly, because you said like everybody can't be a millionaire. Everybody can't hit the lottery.
Everybody can't be a damn $1,000 now.
Right.
You talking about a million now? Shit.
100 now.
There you go.
For real though, because like you said, they can't. That's why I try to tell my son all the time. You can't manage little money. How you gonna manage big money? Oh, you want to be? I want to be rich. I want to be rich. You can't handle the $500. How you gonna handle 500,000? You know what I'm saying?
Lab tell you, like I told you, Nana B is known. The January rent you're going to get at the end of the damn month because they don't spend all that money on Christmas. So you already know January, you be like, shit, you already know. You can get you some real stories. Somebody got murdered, somebody got robbed and all that. And you know what it is. It's Christmas. Christmas, you went crazy on Christmas and everything. So that's why I say we go back to that, man. I don't know. But tonight's show, man, I appreciated the energy and everything. We talked about the negative impact of integration. As you see, just with us talking, it's a rainbow of opinions on what it could, what it did right or what it did wrong. And at the end of the day, I think everybody right. I think everybody right because at the end of the day, what happened was what you seen from your perspective. But I do challenge people to focus less on what you can't do and focus more on what you can do. And don't look at it from a perspective of what's right or what's wrong, but look at it from just, okay, how I can just handle stuff. Because, again, I just see too many people come in our community with the energy of they finna take money off us, and we never seem to have that kind of energy with them. That's the thing that always stick with me. Like, okay, why can't we sit there and do the same thing? We ain't got to be the face of it. We can do the same thing. But it seems like we can't have enough vision or confidence to do that. You know what I'm saying? What we talked about last show, the common business in the black community, barbershop, beauty salon, detail, food stand. You might want to, they ain't food trucks. Hell no, they a food grill. That's pretty.
Selling plates. They selling plates.
Yeah, playing plates. That's where all the retired strippers go.
That is not
That's what retired strippers do. Yeah, that's it. And
I mean, I appreciate some of these things that they do that you can never go without. They'll never go out of style. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna get their hair cut. People gonna get their hair cut. People gonna get their hair done. Forever.
I'm not saying it from a point of ridicule. I'm saying it from a point from those are common. But let's look at the major revenue generators: the beauty supply store, gas station, grocery store. Huh?
Oh, I will.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The major revenue generators in the community, we never get involved in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was sitting there saying. Like we ain't got the confidence to sit here and open our own liquor store, open our own beauty supply store, open our own gas station, get our own grocery store. Those are the major revenue generators. And like we just can't got the vision of doing that. But we cool working in there. But I'm just saying, just having that, and that's what's probably more disappointing. Complaining about what they own as opposed to what we ain't trying to start. You know what I'm saying? Even when we try to start stuff and everything, it's still just like the basic interest stuff. We're not trying to get, the major revenue generators. And I just want to put that challenge to everybody. Look, equip yourself. Now, if you don't want to open up a grocery store, I understand. If you don't want to get a gas station, I understand. But stop complaining about what you don't have if you ain't really try to take no initiative to try to get your own. Hey, listen. It's anything.
And I'll go to just like what black means.
Okay, no.
Building leadership and community knowledge. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? So Just come up with that, and like we got things to community. Same thing you saying, like why we can't do it, why we can't go to. If we give some community knowledge to the kids and let everybody know, like, well, hey, you can do this. That can be your gas station. That can be your food store. You know what I'm saying? That can be your hair salon. We got. It seems like we got to build them dreams. Let them know that they can have it too, and let them just know it's not about the common stuff like the rap and this and that, because it's just like basketball, football, rapping. Boy, that's hitting the lottery.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of
Everybody don't need to be a rapper.
No.
And if you pass 30, I know you got a dream, but I'm sorry.
It's over.
It is.
That's such a young man. By the time when they get in 30, they should be going like what Jay-Z them doing, investing in all kind of other businesses to build their empire.
That's how you keep money up.
Yeah.
Have to invest money in other stuff.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but to your point, that's what the beauty of an organization like Black Men United BMU is. But let me ask you a question. For people that and I know you got a huge following, but people that want to invest more in BMU, also have an opportunity to take advantage of the apparel, the BMU apparel, and also the new black apparel. Where can they go to get that information or get those items? Where do they go?
Okay, you can go to bmu.com, and also you can go to Black Men United. It's bmuapparel.com. Black Men United. The page is LLC on Facebook. You can inbox, because the new black label right here. It's not on the website, but you can DM me or hit me up. I got plenty of them.
Okay.
So
give them your contact information so they can DM you.
Okay, so on Instagram is Black Men United _BMU, Black Men United LLC on Facebook, bmuapparel.com, and we also got email is blackmenunitedllc@gmail.com.
Make sure you text that too, because what I do on the video on YouTube, I'll make sure I put that link on there as well.
Okay.
BMU's been on. How long BMU been around?
Established 2015.
2015. I'm a proud member, and I'm always with these brothers and everything. We do a lot of good work in the community. I know you guys see a lot of the apparel and everywhere, but I challenge people to kind of learn a lot more about the organization, because we need some solid brothers. We need some solid sisters. We need a lot of people come in, help us grow and everything like that. So Chris just put the information out. You see this black shirt? Looks smooth on him, don't it? Listen, just inbox him and everything. Again, his contact information be there. Go to bmullc.com or BMU.
Which one? bmuapparel.com for the other apparel, and go to email addresses blackmenunitedllc@gmail.com.
Okay.
And email and get any information they want to get. We'll ship it out to them.
All right. And what's the organization website?
That's the Black Men United LLC.
BlackmenUnitedLLC.com.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you want to get information about the organization, because you just in case you don't want to buy a shirt, you can still send us some money. Again, car don't run without no gas.
Right.
So
all the proceeds from the apparel, there it goes to the things we do in the community. So whatever we do, we'll use the proceeds for. We won't have to come out of pocket so much, because we're not 501c yet.
No. Now, when
all self-funded.
Exactly, and everything. So, and most importantly, if you got any questions about the organization, outside the apparel, hey, man, what do y'all do? How can we join and stuff like that? Just reach out to us and stuff. And I appreciate you, man, for being on the show this week and everything. Make sure y'all hit the link, get more information about BMU. Challenges. We don't have any events coming up right now. We don't have any events coming up right now and everything. We had one that kind of fell through.
Folded on us. He folded on us real bad at the last minute. Yes.
Yeah.
He folded on us.
Yeah. Struck the we're gonna leave. He
folded on us at the door. So we were looking for another person. So we still gonna be on it.
Some folks don't want to grow.
Yeah.
Again, we're gonna leave that alone and everything. But that don't start the train. Train still rolling.
All right.
But what we will do is, as always, we have other events coming on. I'm gonna push it on our platform, so the other brothers as well and stuff like that. But yeah, we sorry we're not doing the self-defense class because we couldn't get a. We ain't doing it right now.
It's coming.
Yeah, we'll get one. The guy that's been instructor. He wouldn't change the direction and everything like that. We'll leave that alone and everything. But like I say, everybody ain't ready to go to the next level and everything. So we'll leave that alone. Still some we try to make it into Bruce Leroy. Some folks just want to just stay, show enough in the gym. You know, they ain't ready to grow. Shit, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? That's just real talk. You got a big organization with a big following, can help you promote yourself. You want to stay limited, that's on you. I don't be tripping about that kind of stuff. I'm straight up about that kind of stuff. Like, you know, but everybody, that's one thing we talk about here. Everybody ain't built.
Go back to integration.
Integration. Folk want to be a businessman. That's the difference between being a damn self-defense instructor to a self-defense company owner. That's the
Right.
same damn difference and everything. So, you know, again, that didn't happen, but, you know, we'll still make it happen. You know, that don't, like I said, that don't hold the train up and everything. But as always, once we get everything, the next event, we'll push that out to everybody. You know, we done hit a lot of bumps in the roads over the years, and at the end of the day, we still there. So again, you know, support BMU. Also support Black Men Apparel. Also support Chris's new Black line. What's that again? Building leadership and community knowledge.
Yeah.
Man, if you think of some shit, man, I be trying. No, I can't even think of man. I tell you, boy, I be trying to do all these damn mathematical equations. I can't come up with nothing like that, man. Simple and smooth. But again, it's a Change Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook, like the Facebook page, leave comments and stuff like that. Make sure you hit the bell for getting notifications. And also, you know, we're in the middle of tax season, let them know how tired I am. Make sure you go to Majestic Business Services. Our number is 678-479-4007, or visit us on the web at www.majesticbiz.com. Hey, listen. We're done with Black History Month. We got an action-packed month of March 2020 planned for you guys. I'll be putting information out for you guys. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for tuning in this week. Love you guys and see you soon.